What up, you guys? It's BBKDRAGOON here, talking about Halo 5 2 months later. It's already past the 2-month point. This is my opinion on the game, my thoughts and suggestions for the next set of updates for January and February. If you're just looking for my suggestions, I'll talk about them in more detail at the end of the video, so if you want to just skip ahead, go for it. But we're going to start it off with what I like to call the critique sandwich. The top layer being some positive things, stuff I've enjoyed a lot over the last 2 months with Halo 5. The middle of this burger video thing is critique and a little bit of suggestions, and then the bottom end of the bun is a bit more positive stuff. If you've ever given like a class discussion or whatever. The critique sandwich has got probably a more academic name, but I'm going to use it for this anyway. So starting positively, dedicated servers rock. Not enough people talk about how good they are for North American players. If you're a high-skilled EU or Australian player, I know the search times are kind of ludicrous from what I've heard. If you're Onyx or Champion, you can search upwards of an hour to find a match, which that should never happen. The system should have a parameter in it that says, okay, we're going to expand the skill pool so that we can get you into a match in under 10 minutes or under 5 minutes even. I understand the importance of having a tight-knit ranking system, but if players have to search for longer than 5 minutes, that's completely unacceptable in this era of gaming. For matchmaking stuff, unacceptable. The ranking system, by the way, creates tight matches and its win-loss as it should be. I've noticed the distribution to be a little bit more accurate here in Season 1 versus the preseason. In preseason, Onyx was a lot easier to get, whereas now in Season 1 it seems to be a bit more of a challenge. Team Arena, Team Slayer, sweaty playlists. I almost always play matches that are close, they're difficult, and you work for the win. Very rarely do you have pushover matches, at least in Team Slayer and in Team Arena. For FFA, it's a bit more of a mixed bag. For SWAT, it's definitely more of a mixed bag, and I don't know if it's because those playlists have different populations or what the nature of it is. FFA, man, lowering the player count has made it less chaotic, which is really nice. The spawns can still be a little bit whack, but 6-player FFA, thank you. After 2 months, I've gotten to see a lot of the weapon skins. They look great. It's a dream come true having weapon skins in Halo. Fortunately, it's soured by the fact that it's all earned through the random requisition system. I want progression-based unlocks. That means 1,000 kills with the BR nets you this skin, or 500 kills on this map gives you this set of armor. When you have those two working together, I don't mind the rec system. But right now, when you say you can earn everything in-game, no, you can earn dice rolls at everything in-game. And that just gets tired, man. You're pulling the arm on the slot machine over and over, hoping you get that one skin. You don't know if I got this BR skin on my first rec pack or the 500th one. Forge mode. Pretty slick. Pretty stinking slick. I've used every Forge iteration in the Halo series, and Halo 5 has a lot of options, a lot of cool things that you can use as a creator, from the green screens, the different times of day, the scripting stuff. There's a lot of potential with Forge mode. Now, I'm not a forger. It's not what this channel's about. It's not my wheelhouse. I know it's not perfect and that you guys have some complaints, but from a surface level, a cursory glance, Forge is pretty sweet. Onto my critiques, alright? Halo 5 showing its true colors. After a couple of months, I think it's pretty clear to realize the focus of Halo 5 is competitive 4v4 play. And 343 have put features in place that benefit that side of the community. Yeah, we've got Warzone, yeah, we've got BTB, but you're not the focus. It's very clear the ranking system and the spectator mode, the settings, the way the game plays, the massive skill ceiling, all are built around the game being successful in a competitive arena. Now, if you're a game battles player or somebody who's aspiring to be in the HCS, then Halo 5 is brilliant for you, right? There's a big skill ceiling. If you watch pro play, it is really entertaining, because when it's your job to play Halo all day, every day, and you've got a big skill ceiling, when you start playing, you don't look like the normal folk who just pick up the game and play an hour or two a day. You look like a professional. And some of the plays that were going down at the first HCS qualifier were really exciting and fun to watch. Here's the other side of the coin, though. I would consider myself a more casual player. Since I graduated from university and I work full-time, I have no aspirations of playing in game battles or being a tournament player or ever participating in the HCS. And so when I get on, the only reason I hop on to play is when I'm ready to grind, when I have teammates who I can rely upon, because the ranking system, it's tight, it's difficult, and it requires teamwork, and it's a hard Halo game. And that actually should be praised. From a competitive side of things, that's really good. By the way, 343, can we please get this patched out? I don't understand why the invisible wall got through testing or how it did. It's funny, but it's just really random that that got through. You know, Homebomb in his Halo 5 review called this the StarCraft 2 syndrome, and I thought it was brilliant. StarCraft 2 is a game I've played since 2011. Right after Reach was kicked off the MLG circuit, I'm like, I'm going to learn StarCraft, and I fell in love with the game. If you guys were around my channel for the last 2 or 3 years, or sub to my other channel, you know I love StarCraft 2, I'm a Diamond Terran, and I poured so much time and effort into that game. I wanted to be playing in the Collegiate League my last year of school, and I just didn't reach the level that I needed to. I finally got to Diamond right as school was ending, and you basically needed to be Diamond Masters level to play. StarCraft 2, from a competitive perspective, is brilliant. It's chess on crack. It is such an incredible competitive game, but it's insanely difficult and not forgiving. It doesn't have many fun features, and so as a result, StarCraft 2 is not something you log into to have fun, but rather it's something you log into like a game of chess to get better, to practice, to improve, and to go through that cutthroat, amazing, ranked environment. So with Halo 5, I think it's the exact same thing right now. If you're a more casual or social-focused player, it's harder to hop on Halo 5 each day without a goal driving you towards the next rank or the next tournament, giving you a reason to practice, right? The game's always pushing you to become a better player against harder and harder opponents. Halo hasn't always been that way. It's always had the options of I'm going to go play, or at least the Halo 3 and Reach era, I'm going to go play a competitive playlist, or I'm going to go play a more socially oriented playlist. Even the Social Slayer playlist right now in Halo 5, 99% sure it has True Skill enabled. I'm only playing Diamond and Onyx players, which is my normal playing field. So I'm confused, what's the point of the social playlist if it's just same ranking, same matching, but it's not displaying your rank? I don't want to beat up on new people, that's not the point of a social playlist. But I would, you know, like a more relaxed environment. And if that means I can match a gold player, cool, great. You know, Halo 3 social, it was a mixed bag. Sometimes you'd have hard games, sometimes they'd be easy, but it was a more relaxed, chill environment. Personally, I think the aim also feels pretty weird. I can't figure it out. I cannot figure out why it feels funky, and if I'm crazy, let me know, but if you feel similarly, the aiming just doesn't feel as fluid as previous Halo games. And it's not just the aim assist. It's not just that. The act of actually just solo moving around a map feels so different than previous entries in the series, and I'm not sure exactly why that is. Okay, so my feedback for a January or February update moving forward. These are the things I'd like to see reviewed. Nades. I would love to see a nerf to the nades. They're so powerful. I would like to see map voting. And if not voting, a veto system, so we at least can skip maps that we might have played over and over again. More arena maps, please. Now that you have the Forge mode, it's a great opportunity to put created maps from the community into the 4v4 playlists. I would like a longer cooldown on Thrust Pack. Seriously, I'm going to talk about Sprint and Thrust Pack in a future video. But I think right now the cooldown is way too short for Thruster Pack with how good a escape tool and just a maneuverability tool in a gunfight it is. Please take radar out of the HCS. Anytime I see Slayer games at the competitive level using radar, it slows to a halt. It's not something that should be in HCS in my opinion. Before a match, I'd love to be able to view the gamer tags of the opponents, their ranks, and a mute option, please. I've had people broadcast very not safe for work stuff during the loading screen, and there's nothing you could do. For a minute and a half, you just have to literally sit there. What is this, 1997? Come on. Mute button, please. So at the 2-month mark, if you're a competitive player, I think Halo 5 is the jam. It's your bread and butter. It's nice to see some support for that side of the community, as it's been not the most addressed or focused area. If you're a more social or casual player, I don't think Halo 5 is probably going to be your home turf. At least until we get some more playlists in there, like Infection, Griffball, Action Sack. Maybe Team Objective would be pretty sweet. Yeah, it's just hard. It's hard to log in and play Halo 5 unless you have a goal that's directly tied to getting a higher rank or some competitive goal. If you don't have that, the fun factor is pretty different with Halo 5 because it is so grit your teeth, tooth and nails, fighting for every win. And it's scrappy. Closing out, please look at some balance 343 regarding nades and the cooldown on the thrust pack. And take that radar out of HCS, por favor. What are you guys thinking about Halo 5 2 months later? What colors has it shown you? Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a great rest of your day. And I'll see you soon. We got to talk about Sprint. I know, I'm going to bring it up again. I'm going to open up that complete mess of opinions, but we got to do it. See you next time.